All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So we have a really interesting group of 3 stocks that I'll talk about, and then I'm going to do something interesting and talk about 2 more about technical setup killers than about them specifically. So first off, you see TUP, right? And there's a lot to talk about on TUP, right? Right now, it's going up after hours. I don't know how hardcore it was. At one point, it was up almost 10% after hours. But if you watch my videos, I do care way more about regular hours. And I'm not too happy despite seeing a 35% day, all right? And I will give you my honest opinions about that, all right? The second one we're going to talk about is TTOO, and the biggest takeaway I hope you get is I proudly said yesterday I sold a good amount of my stocks. I had well over 100% profit because we were talking about this between like a 13 and 15 cent range. I got a little extra excited at 21 and then surpassed 30 before I even unloaded any shares. You know what I mean? So yeah. I was happy, and when you lose 25% on a single day, I don't even know if it was more than 20. I know it was 20 plus. I don't know if it was 25, but regardless, dude, it didn't hurt me as bad. I'm not saying that, right? But dude, it didn't hurt me that bad because for real, I took home 100% plus gains the day before. And that's not just such a good feeling, but hey, even if the opposite happened, I still would have had shares and I still would have been happy. You know what I mean? And I still could have bought in more if I wanted to, and I thought the day was good. You know what I mean? So that's probably going to be the biggest takeaway. And then obviously I'll talk about what I think with TTOO. And truth be told, that one's kind of a coin flip. And then TKAT, so that one came in on the YouTube comments. I actually said I thought it was going to be a pump and dump really early in the day. I think maybe the first few hours in the day was probably by the time that I saw it. But I'm still not convinced, and I think I saw it going down after hours. But again, we'll talk about all 3 of those specifically, and then I'm going to talk about TTOO and TIVC. Really sad what happened with both of them. One is literally happening after hours right now, and it's painfully sad actually. And then TTOO just took a deuce this morning. I don't know what else to call it, right? So I'll talk about the actual setup killers more, but before we go any further, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do really does help me out, but just being here is super appreciated. If you can share the video though, it really does the most help here, all right? So look, let's talk about TUP, all right? And I'll be honest with you, I'm sure most videos are going to be really excited and really hyped up about this 35% gain. Look, I see it, okay? It's hard not to look at this. Dude, this is not what matters on the chart right now. What matters is what happened today, okay? Yes, green is generally good and red is bad, but this is a bad day, all right? Let's take a look at the box over there. If you look over there, you can see this thing opens at 550 way up here, and then drops all the way down to here at 477, the green number over there, right? Number right here, right? Going from 550 to 477 is actually a loss of almost 15%, right? 10% roughly is 50 cents. Another 5% right there is 25 cents. That's basically 475, right? This thing, I see more people losing 15% today than I actually see anyone making 35%. That's actually how I see this day today. I'm less excited about this 35, and I'm more really sad for all the people that got their hands stuck in the cookie jar this morning. All right, no one wants to lose 15%. Come on now, right? Especially on a single day. That's horrible. Okay. That said, look, today was an important day technically because yeah, we like a champion bounce off the 8. Okay. We never even touch the 200 moving average. All right. We are still over all 5 moving averages. overall 5 and fly, right? You hear me say that on every single video, right? 8 still going up, 20 still going up. It actually looks like the 50 might golden cross the 100 come Monday morning, right? Like, I don't know the math here, but this one's going up. This one's kind of staying straight. That thing might happen Monday's candle, right? There's a lot to like with the bounce, with being above all the moving averages, with the MACD that's actually, look, it's not quite diverging, but the two lines are at least really parallel. Like, I'm actually not worried that the green line's coming down. I'm actually seeing it being literally exactly parallel, if not maybe just a little better, but I'll take parallel. Definitely in the positive, right? It's not like we're coming back down here. And look, again, I come back to the RSIs, right? I don't know if I talked about the RSIs yet or not. Sorry about that. But look, RSI was as high as a 93. Day before was a 91. Before that, high 8. Like, this thing was living in the high 80s and 90s for 3 consecutive days. It comes down only to a 71. Normally, I would say this thing probably still needs to go a little lower. But hey, going from 74 back up to like 84, that might not be a bad thing. All right. So what am I looking for? All right, what am I looking for? Honestly, this is the next line up if it goes up, right? And basically $7 is almost 50% from where we're at. I'm using very rough numbers, right? But it makes the math easy. If you're at $5 and you add 50%, you're at 750, right? So like, just getting to that, you're probably in the good 40s, right? So a lot can happen, and with that, you can use that one to be a little greedy if you want and try to get in and you know, try to write it all. But for me, there's a couple immediate entries, and I don't want to draw the line. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to draw it or not. Okay, so I would say I'm going to draw it. I think this is basically, oh, don't even move it. That's perfect. It's not quite 50%. I was going to raise it up because, again, I was trying to get a little closer to half of this one. But you can see that's actually pretty much top, like, and it's actually 50% of that little baby. Dude, I think wow, dyslexic right there. 527 is probably going to be the money line here. Now, look, I realize that that's a big distance between 477. I'm trying to do the math in my head real quick, but again, for me, I don't like today. And don't forget, like, we're still down here in this green, red. Like, we might still come down here. I know I'm kind of starting with what are we going to do if we go up. Like, for real, going down means coming down to 370. All right, 370 would not surprise me at all. I don't even think this would hold. Again, come Monday, let me take that back. Come Monday, this should still probably go up. So maybe it only actually comes down here. That's basically a 10% loss. That's not horrible, I guess, actually. Again, depending on your risk tolerance, how much you got in there and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm assuming the 8's going to come up. Maybe it only comes up to 4. Let's just, because again, I don't know the math, right? Let's pretend it comes to 4. That's a little closer to a, wait, that's actually a decent, that's almost a 20% loss right there. That'd make it a little bit bigger of a double digit, but still, let me say it one more time. Coming down to 4 is a realistic, and hey, super worst case is 3 is actually coming back down to the, because yeah, we did bounce it here, but if it's a fake, we're coming back here, right? So these two lines are kind of your gauge down. For me, I think if you can wait for this 527 to break, that would hopefully give you a ride to a minimum. I don't want to say minimum because nothing's guaranteed, right? But you're going to add a little more than $1 to that. You're going to add basically $1.20. And 50 cents is 10%. Another 50 is 20%. We just said it's another, yeah, I mean, that's like a 20-something% move, right? So I know it sucks to kind of cut this in half. And you can argue this line maybe if you want to go a little, $5. If you want to play it a little more aggressive, you can get in at 5. I mean, a 5 to 20, another 25 cents on 5 is basically a, like, I don't think it's worth it personally. Again, you know, I'm a little more conservative, right? But I think waiting for 525 would be best, especially for a stock like this, because one more time, just green, 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 green can turn to red, 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 red. We saw it really quickly in these 2 days. Again, this is not a good green day. All right. Yes, we definitely have seen this before and went up from it on this run currently. Hey, I'll take that. But I'm not convinced just yet. All right. So I'm not really going to look at the weekly much because honestly, this is a day-to-day stock. Hey, these are actually some important places to be on the weekly. So we definitely broke the 50 moving average, right? Next Friday is going to do one of two things, all right? Because again, every week, it takes a full week to close it. Like I see the golden cross right there. I'm now looking down and I'm seeing a real nice MACD, good volume back to back. You know, it's a high RSI, but yeah, we've been high before. Like this does one of two things on Friday. This either, where are you at? Oh, that's basically where we're at. Yeah, this either comes up to this 527 or maybe even just a little higher. Maybe even it'll actually get to 550. Or for real, it might come down to this 422 or even as low as 390. And I think that goes back to the $4 that I was talking about here, right? I think this hopefully would be the lowest it goes. If it goes lower than that, if it actually goes lower than 4, I actually do think it would come down to 310. I don't think this 50% candle at 370, because again, we're imagining the green's going up. I don't think that's going to hold it. So I threw out a lot of numbers, but let me just say it one more time. I think $4 is my oh no line. Don't go lower than $4 because I actually would start getting a little scared right there. Personally, I would wait for 527 and hopefully ride that up to this. Hopefully this breaks, keep going up. I'll draw this. That's at least probably going to be something that stops that in between, right? But gives us something in between that. But look, TUP is still uptrending. It has still never lost the 8 moving average, right? So all of those are actually positive things, and today's green candle was actually a decent one. It's not like it was a little insignificant one. And relatively speaking, even ignoring those big ones, that's still a really healthy uptrend in volume, you know? So seriously, a lot to like, but it's a little bit of a gamble actually. So let me end it with what does after hours look like? It was up more. I know that. So I actually think I'm still a little pessimistic here than optimistic. All right, I'm gonna say it one more time. All right, let's talk about TTOO. Damn, regular hour. Look, I didn't even know the exact number. That's how little I actually cared that this thing went down. Look, when okay, I can't even get the words out, right? There's like so much in my head. We've been looking at this stock. Again, some people obviously before me, right? I know people were really excited at 9. Hell, I even honestly bought it as low as 7 at one point and rode it up to this. You know what I mean? So I unloaded all this, right? Because I felt like we were going to break the 50 if you were watching it. But yeah, I wasn't just going to hold and pray, right? So I'm sure some people held from even down here and had an even fatter return than me, okay? We were talking about this monster recent run very much around 13 to 15 cents, okay? And you know I got a little extra excited around 20, 21 cents, right? Like that was actually where I bought more. I averaged up relatively hard at 21, okay? And when we crossed 30, all right, when we actually closed right here, two things, all right? Number one, you gotta believe the guy that was better than me. The guy was, you know, like if someone bought at 7 who just rode it, literally to close, not even high wick of 40, whatever. Here to close was a 5x run in a month, all right? People are going to sell that for sure. Like that's incredible money. I'm here super excited about 100%, let alone 500%, right? So you got to know that first off. It's not just about where you got in and stuff. It's actually about where the run started. All right. Keep that in mind. Put that in your back pocket for the next one. The next one is, I don't know if you watched the last video, the TUP one, but man, RSIs are they're an important thing to me. All right. Generally, if you're in the 80 number, if your number is 80, and you can see again, look in the box over there, it was 89 right here. All right. Day before that, it was 84. If you cross 80, generally speaking, that means, hey, you know what? You're overbought. You're probably going to go down actually. And look, on this day, RSI was 61. That's why I was super, super excited about this day. Even though we were at an 84 RSI, right? Sorry, I'm moving my mouse too much. But even on this day, when it was an 84 RSI, I was actually still wildly bullish. And I didn't mind holding it and watching it ride up. Because, yeah, sometimes we break rules. Sometimes things up here matter way more than things down here. You get what I'm saying, right? But this 89 RSI on this day, it was a done deal for me. There was no reason to be greedy, and it was a really, really, really easy sell for me. And yeah, when it went down, I'm telling you, I didn't even know how low it went because it didn't hurt me that much. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I for sure probably lost like $1 or $2 grand. I'm not gonna lie, but like, dude, I would have lost so much more if I didn't. And like, I actually banked well more than like any of that, right? So that's the power of banking. You really lower your liability. And for real, if this was a green candle that went up, number one, I still had shares, I would have made money. Number two, I would have hopefully been able to catch it and maybe, you know, add it up and kept riding it, right? So I promise you, I had the same 62-cent like little greedy thoughts that I'm sure a lot of people had. I was seeing people thinking, you know, coming to here at 1 something, coming to here at 5 something. Like I saw some big numbers. I was so happy. I think it was 39 cents where I hit eject, give or take. I don't remember my exact number, but it was definitely sub 40. I didn't cross 40 on my sell, and I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, so again, what are we looking at today? Let's start talking about what Monday might look like. We're still over the the 100 moving average, this blue line right here. Not by a lot, but we are still over it, okay? That does mean something. The problem really is just look at the line, all right? It's been such a like impossibility that, you know, I don't know if it's holding. And yes, this day gets over it, but a doji never counts, all right? And I always say the day after the doji generally tells you the truth of what it is. And dude, that's a bad day after the doji. It puts so much pressure on this 100 moving average line that you just saw historically hasn't given a crap about this stock, and it's just been basically saying trade well under me, let alone barely around me, you know? So, and that's been for years, right? So man, let me just see what after hours is doing just to see. Oh wow, you're lying. You went up like that? Get out of here. How big of a move was that? Was that 10%? It's about 6%. That's not too bad. All right, look, that's going to be the story. This is still the chart I'm showing because regular hours matter more, but we need to see what this thing does with the 100 moving average, all right? Are we actually going to go, because again, boom, boom, bounce on the line up. Oh man, again, we're going to start talking about that 62 cents, right? Lose this line, we're actually probably going to come to 20 cents. I see that being the downward point. Because also this 8's moving up a little bit, right? So, hey, maybe the 8 goes a little higher than 20 cents, but at the very minimum, 20 cents, how high is 21? Okay, maybe 21 cents, but yeah, 20 cents is basically 50% of this big candle, right? So, look, 8's still going up. 20's not like violently going up, but it is going more up than down or even parallel. That's easy to say, right? So, it is all about the bounce on this. And again, that's why I said it if you watch that opening. This is a 50-50 coin. Like, this is not a good RSI by any means. This is barely an okay MACD. Yes, it's in the positive, but like the divergence we saw here is starting to flatten out super hard, right? And then That's not good volume. This is kind of pump and dump volume. When you're up here at almost 500 and then you come down more than 50% to only 200, that ain't good, right? Yes, it's over the 50, I know that, but that's not good, you know? So this is a coin flip. It is, you know what I mean? So, and again, I just saw the post market go up. I still actually don't care. This is a 50-50 coin. It either comes down here to like 1920, or I would use, man, but 33 cents is really far from where we're at. What are you at? I would use 29 cents as an entry. I don't think I can set an alert. I got to delete some alerts, man. I got so much going on right now. 29 cents. I think that's the TTOO money line for this next write up. Damn, I'm at 20 minutes. I'm so sorry. TRKA. Nope. TKAT. TKAT. Okay. Why did I not like TKAT today? This right here screams pump and dump, all right? Let's start down here. You know I say 80% of the work is up here, and this is very important, but this one's the easy one. Let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday's volume, you can see in the box, was 160,000 shares. Day before, 200,000 shares. Day before. We actually go down. This day was 360, this day was 200, this day was 150, then all of a sudden we go all the way up to 24 million shares. That looks like a pump. I'm expecting Monday to dump, okay? Honestly, that's not clean trading. Number two, let's just zoom out real quick for a sec, okay? All we've been doing is trading under the moving averages, all right? Basically under the 50, you can basically see that red line easily most of the time. And you can actually see it. We're under the 8 and the 20. Let me just kind of, that's the good view. We're under the 8 and 20, under the 8 and 20, under the 8 and 20, little moment. Under the 8 and 20, 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 under the little moment. Under the 8 and 20, under the 8. You get what I'm saying, right? I think this is nothing more than a little moment. And today was a horrible day. All right. Yes, I see this 22%, but this is the exact same thing I said with TUP in the beginning. This opens up here. You can see it in the box over there. This opens at 33 cents and then drops almost a dime to 24 cents. Dude, that's almost more people lost 30+% today than they gained 20%. For real. There was absolutely no reason for anyone to buy this yesterday. Like, I have no idea what happened after hours, but like no technicals will tell you, hey, today's the day the monster pop. Like, that's BS. Good technicals will let you know if it's going to continue, right? So we actually close under the 20 moving average. We don't even close up here above it. I'll be honest, I think this is BS. Where are you after hours? Yeah, and you're going down. This is BS. It is. And damn, it's already down another like 15%-ish. Maybe I did the math wrong, whatever. I saw something, I did bad. This is what a pump and dump looks like. I saw it in the first few hours and like, yeah, I very much believe that this thing will continue to do what it's been doing. And you know what that is? It's been well in all-time lows since basically this. It's just going down and down and down and down. The RSI got super, super low to a 14. It did a nice little healthy reset to 38. It's ready to come back down to 13. I'm telling you, this looks BS. If I was going to say, let me get in somewhere, I think 31 cents is the, dude, I don't even think it is. Like, maybe you go 25 to, you better be a day trader on this. I would not buy this and step away from my computer is I think the point of the story. This is a shady stock. It really, really is. Dude, the best thing to actually do for real, don't touch this thing until 64 cents. Break the 200 and watch the thing fly. I know it's giving up a lot of profit, but like, dude, I don't like it. Maybe, arguably, you can say go from the 50 at like 35, 36 and take that up to here. Maybe. Again, I think this is such a shady stock, especially with the moving averages. Dude, I don't know. Okay, I guess I would say 35. Hopefully that takes you up to 46. That's at least a solid 30% right there. But yeah, I don't like this stock at all, actually. We'll look at the weekly real quick. But yeah, that's an ugly weekly. right? Maybe it tries to go again to 32 cents. And again, what does that basically mean? It's not even going to get to my 35 cents is what the weekly's saying. I actually would stay away from this stock, all right? So look, I know I'm super long, but I actually really want to do this, okay? So I talked about TTOO yesterday, all right? And this was a really, really like juicy setup. I don't know if you heard that noise from my mouth, right? Like this is a juicy setup right here. This gets over the 8, couldn't do it. Gets over the 8, not the best confirmation, but man, volume was good. RSI was starting to creep. MACD was starting to creep. There was nothing but red, 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 red. There was a lot of reason to believe this was ready to go from like just under 3 to just over 550, and maybe even go as high as 10 after that, maybe even go as high as like 12 after that. This was a juicy setup. There are a few things that will kill the best of the best setups, and this is one of them. A reverse split, a 1 for whatever, 1 for 3, 1 for something, 1 for this. Like you want it to be the other way around. You want a 4 to 1. You want a regular split, not a reverse split is death every day. All right. There's been some silly meme things that have happened that kind of like figured themselves out afterwards, but reverse split you run from. And man, as really excited as I was, even this green candle, you know, I don't like this green candle, but yeah, this looked good. Reverse split killed it in a heartbeat. And I don't care that we're still over the 8, none of that stuff. Like, I'm not liking this. I'm curious if it's going up. It's not. Because yeah, maybe there would have been some like meme-ish stuff here, but dude, I don't like this. Maybe if we can get into the 330s, I'll believe it and we'll go again. But I'm too sad. Too sad, all right? The other one was TIVC. Okay, look at this. This is the regular hour chart. Look at that RSI. Look at that MACD. Look at that volume. Breaks the 20. Confirms really well. Nasty gap fill. There was reasons to believe this was coming to 10. Then after that, going really quickly to 14. Then after that, going really quickly to 21. Then maybe going as silly as it could, coming to maybe at least 50 up here at the 200. This looked disgusting. This looked really, really cool. All of a sudden, that happens. Look, offerings, okay? Offerings are not bad, but market reaction matters more to it, and that's a bad market reaction. This is now going to do what this thing used to do, which is keep going down and keep going below all the moving averages and fall deep low and low and low. And look, it sucks, all right? I was really excited on this. You really want to know the truth? I lost some sad money here, actually. It happens, right? But yeah, TIVC, man, these lines don't tell me everything. I can't see an offering after hours, right? And yeah, it hurts a little bit, but these are the things that kill a really good technical setup. So longer video than normal. I hope you like it. Hey, have a great one. Thank you. Thank you.